is Nadine Lajoie with TeamCEOShow.com. I am here today. I have the honor to be with Marc Victor Hansen, the chicken soup for the soul, bouillon de poulet pour l'âme in French. That is one of my favorite books, and that's what brought me to read on the personal growth and personal journey. So thank you so much for your work.
Everybody is on a self-help journey, whether they know it or not, and the good news is I've been blessed to write 305 bestsellers in the self-help action. So, you know, that's all the records, and we sold 500 million books. But the reason is that all of us are under construction on a full-time basis. There's no escalator to the top. We all get to, metaphorically speaking, walk up the staircase, and so we're always under self-improvement, whether you're 8 or 80.
Yes, and there is no magic pills for anybody. There is no magic pill. And when you think you got to the top, there is always something happen, and you get back or you get back up. So it's a continuous work for yourself, right?
Yeah, you got to read the lead, so to speak, and you know your input and your throughput, your thinking determines your output. So you know you want to have really good input, and I'm thankful that I get to help write that, and my peers that have written for a lot of the books that I've collated and compiled are so brilliant. You know, you just sit in awe. I'm so thankful for each and every one of them. They've been a blessing to me, and I live in a very blissed out state, but everybody is supposed to live in a state, you know, the purpose of life is absolute joy, and most people go, oh, you don't know how tough it is. Well, yeah, I know how tough it is. I've been there, and I am a Horatio Alger Award winner, which you get in the Supreme Court, and we help all the at-risk kids to go to college. So I've heard all the horrific stories, we've written them, but they can have a good resolution if you change your thinking and your vibration, you change your results and your manifestation. And everybody's here to keep uplifting themselves. Most people say, no, I get home after I work hard, I gotta watch TV, and then you watch something bad and you get more depressed, despondent, disconsolate, and turned down. Whereas I'm saying, look, plug into reading my kind of stuff, listening to my tapes, or watching my videos free on YouTube, or whatever you gotta do, and attend this seminar, because you know you need to get in the energy orbit. If you want to be great, you got to hang around somebody great. When I was in college, I listened to every major seminars that came through, and all of a sudden, you know, I was going to be a doctor of physiology, and I said, you got to go listen to the smartest guy on the planet. He's here today, Dr. Buckminster Fuller, who's Einstein's best student. And I went, oh my God, I thought I knew something because I had pretty good grades, but then all of a sudden I listened to somebody really bright, and I go, oh. And then I went and worked for Dr. Fuller for 7 years, and you know, got to grow. And when you look, he's got 2,000 major inventions, 40 books, 15 doctorates at Harvard. You go, wow, and just really.
And why do you think entrepreneurship is so important for the teenagers, especially in this economy?
It was invented as a word by John Baptiste Say, and he said an entrepreneur takes low value and makes it high value. Now I add to what John Baptiste Say said, and I said, look, an entrepreneur takes low value and makes it high value to the marketplace, because somebody's got to buy it, pay for it, wrap it, package it, sell it, whether it's a product, service, idea, information, or personality. Those are the only choices you've got. And then, you know, when you make it high value to the marketplace says, holy cow, like we wrapped chicken soup, and 144 publishers all said, get out of here. Nobody's going to buy those soppy little stories. And we said, no. We get standing ovations in front of 250,000 people a year. We know this is going to work, and they all said, get out of here. And the joke is, they said, hit my partner Jack, hit the road, Jack. I said, it's okay if you don't like him, but I'm a nice guy. Jack's a great guy, as you know. But the point is, an entrepreneur raises the value of the product to him or herself, the marketplace, to the future, and then they create a fortune, and that's what free enterprise is about. And we live, at least in the United States, in a country based on freedom of speech and freedom of religion and free enterprise, free enterprise, not free. You got to be responsible and accountable, and that's what I'll teach you when you come there that day, because you need to raise up and understand the number one law in economics: there's no free lunch. No. Everybody's got to work and provide, and it's biblically based too. Right? You bury your talents, you're wicked and slothful, you multiply them, you're good and faithful, and you're supposed to double your value in the marketplace every year, and I teach how to do that.
Yeah, and for me, I had two passions in my life: music and volleyball. And when I was so discouraged in '95, finally I said, okay, I need to be the better of myself. I need to bring something to the people, so like that I could be more fulfilling for me and more accomplishment. So it's why I started my own business, and my business in 11 years I was able to semi-retire. So it's why I have so much respect for people like you who are helping entrepreneurs, especially teenagers, because if I would have these kind of advice and these kind of mentors since I am 15 years old, I would be so much further than now.
The richest investor in the world is Warren Buffett, who started at 9 years old with $100 and now he's worth, I guess, $61 billion. But Warren Buffett says the greatest investment you and I ever make is in ourselves. When you invest in you and your self-growth, development, fulfilling your potential, and obviously I'm not anywhere near my potential yet. I've only written 305 books and I plan on, I've only sold $500 million and I want to sell $1 billion, and nobody's ever done what I've done. But then once you get to the horizon, you can see further. That's the principle. And then what she asked about the richest kid, and you know, Warren Buffett only talks to kids your age, just sort of like I do, and there's a reason for that. He said, when you talk to the young world, they don't just say, tell me about where to invest. If you talk to somebody 50, 60, 70, they go, just tell me, Buffett, which company I ought to buy. Should I buy Costco today? Should I buy Gillette? What should I buy? And how much they're going to make? And when do I get in? When do I get out? And how much? What's the numbers? That's not what happens with kids. Buffett says, look, here's the principles. Here's what we got to study. Here's what you got to think. Here's how to do it. And you got to create a moat around you. And all the principles, which I happen to teach even when I'm in China with 10,000 kids at a time, is that, you know, you need to know all that stuff. But kids are sponges, and if you start on a course of reading my stuff and Dr. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and my friend Mondino, the greatest salesman in the world, your life's going to bloom and you're going to be way ahead of the rest of the kids. Now, in answer to a question, my wife, who was in this room of my little office here a minute ago, and I created a course called the Richest Kids Academy. I wrote the book, The Richest Kids in America. I've now interviewed 154 kids that have made $1 million before 19. And when I talk to at-risk kids, you know, I went in to my daughter's high school here a while back in Newport High, and 384 at-risk kids are all throwing spitballs and breaking pencils. And I said, here's what you got to understand. The C student later on in life employs the A student, who's the geek, the accountant that works for him. And they go, oh, wow. And I said, the C student becomes a millionaire more often than not. So all of a sudden they're chewing off the pencils and starting to write notes on how to become a millionaire, because I'm busy creating 1 million millionaires, because you've got to make yourself financially self-sufficient. You do not, and self-reliant, and have good self-esteem and self-respect and all those kind of things. You don't want to depend on the government to give you a hand out. I am here along with Nadine to give you a hand up.
I finished third at Daytona against 75 guys. I am a champion motorcycle racer in the women's, but I finished third at Daytona against 75 guys. Do you know why? It's because that morning it was raining, and I was by myself doing my own mechanic, and all the people had their own mechanic, they changed their tires and all that. I am by myself, and I have that little hamster, the negative hamster that you have too. And I showed up. Finally I said, okay, I need to go. That is my chance of podium because it's raining. I arrived on the start finish line. There were about half of the people who didn't show up. And I was, wow, there's nobody there on my left, my right. And I said, something switched in my head. I said, too bad for you guys. And I just started to be really so happy and smiling in my helmet and just being present, like you said, and just focus on each corner. I got an awesome start, and I finished third at Daytona because half of the people didn't show up. So in life you have a choice. Either you stay at home, or either you show up and you learn along the way to improve your life, to improve your business, being successful and become a millionaire. If you want to do that, you can do it. You have something great in you that you can do it.
This whole thing about commitment is that, because I own these companies, people say they're going to do something and then they don't show up, and you go, wow. Like today, I had a guy, we had a major meeting set up at 1 o'clock, he just didn't show. And I think he misses out on a whole lot of his life, and he'll miss out on a whole lot of future with me, which is a crime. He cheated himself. I didn't cheat him. And someday he's going to say, well, Mark Victor Hansen didn't meet me. No, I was there. He didn't show up. We had it agreed. You've got to live up to your commitments. As a matter of fact, be 10 minutes early, not 10 minutes late. It's like having a spare tire in your car. If you have a flat tire, you need a spare tire. Most time you don't need it. Most time you don't need to be 10 minutes early. But if there's a traffic jam or something and you're 10 minutes early, you'll get there. If you're 1 minute late, you a lot of times blow your opportunity. So be present, time available, because showing up, according to Woody Allen, who you've seen his movies, is 80% of success.